Hi everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne, scooting my chair in here. Welcome to your daily Sun Sign Love Connection readings. And today we're going to be having the featured sun sign for Pisces. And I'm going around the astrology wheel. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so normally tomorrow would start brand spanking new like mid-month for Aries. But last month what happened is I did the astrology wheel twice. I went around twice for the featured sun sign, like I'm speaking of, so you know when yours would show up. And then the highlighted sun sign, before I go any further, let me do that now, for Pisces will be Capricorn. Let me double check. No, it was Virgo, and then Pisces and Pisces. I just checked before I did this. So Capricorn and Pisces, excellent. I'll be talking and giving three main category messages from my tarot, which is the Gilded Tarot this month, for that highlight, and then I'm picking an individual tarot message for every other zodiac sign in connection with Pisces, because we all have a lot of different connections, and sometimes the highlighted one isn't always suitable to all Pisces. So going back to what I was saying, we started this month, the beginning of the month, with Leo instead of Aries, because at the end of the month there's about 6 days sometimes. We've got 12 astrology signs. I usually go around it twice, beginning of mid-month. And at the end, what I like to do, which I didn't do, but I will this month, is I like to do 6 days or so with the same sun sign connections, because they're very, very prevalent. In my years of study, a lot of people with the same sign hang out together or marry, or they're great friends, or they have family members with the same sign. So I like to add that in, and then individual messages for those as well, which means I will start off next month again with Aries. But for now, going around the zodiac wheel, let us talk about Pisces, because Pisces is a water sign, and Pisces is extremely sensitive and receptive and very sentimental and kind-hearted and very selfless, and they want peace and they want love, and they really focus on love. They're in love with love. They want harmony. They want a lot of things that actually in a lot of ways remind me of Libra, because the two of them have dualities in their need for balance in their life. They want love and fairness and justice, and that means everything to them. And they will do what they can. They have great compassion to set that forward in their lives and in the lives of others. You're going to find no better friend for listening and hearing when you're speaking, and that's rare, right? They really empathize with people. They really feel, they sympathize and empathize. Those are two really important, realizations, that it's one thing to say, yeah, I feel bad, but to really feel it because you've had that experience. And Pisces is the 12th sign. They are always known as the old soul. They also are known as like the chameleon. They are a mutable sign. They can be very adaptable in all circumstances, but not like other signs. The Pisces, which was historically known having their ruling planet as Jupiter, in the more modern times they changed it so that it is Neptune. Neptune is the epitome of hidden and fantasy and creativity and kind of illusion, right? Illusion. So many times you may meet a Pisces, but you're not really sure exactly who you're seeing and what you're getting, right? There's this mask. There's this kind of secretive, mystical part of them, and they're very mystical at times. They can be very interested in spirituality and tarot and esoteric interests, because they have this inner knowing. They have this built-in gift, if you will, of this psychic and intuitiveness that they sense, they feel other people's feelings, and a lot of times they're intuits for medical intuits, because they can sense where there's an issue or pain and all, and they take that on, which can be very overwhelming. It is a gift, and at the same time it needs to be nurtured and taken care of and understood by others, which I think is not always the case. And sometimes I feel like they're taken advantage of because they go out of their way and want to help others to a fault, even if it means the detriment of themselves. So, but a lot of them are extremely strong and very capable, okay, even though they may come off as very tender and sensitive, like I said, and fragile almost. They have a stature sometimes that can be that way. There's that delicacy to them. You feel that delicacy. You see it in their eyes. There's just this beautiful, dreamy kind of, you know, head in the sky kind of wonderful, creative, artistic energy. So I love Pisceans. I've met a lot of them, and they're very caring, love to talk. I have a Pisces rising, can you tell? But it's fun and it's beautiful, and they're going to be a friend for life or in a relationship for as long as they possibly can. They do have moody times, they really do. You know, there's that sensitivity. Water signs, as Pisces, or, you know, the fellow water signs, Cancer and Scorpio, they are constantly feeling the current, if you will, you know, the watery part, which is the emotions. We equate it to our emotions. Now, the moon controls the tides in real life, right? Scientifically, it's been proven for centuries, and we're a lot of water in our body, so they're always feeling that current, and they're kind of being taken in, and sometimes it's, like I said, overwhelming. They need to retrieve and to kind of just be still and take it in and calm themselves so they can regenerate and such. They're excellent when it comes to, I would say, being actors and taking on other person's personalities. There's some people that one person says, oh, I never saw that part of so-and-so. I've known that person to be this way. And they go, oh, no, that's not the one I met, you know. So it's always this kind of a interesting changeability with Pisceans, but to know them is to love them. And then Capricorn is so beautiful. It's so perfect. It is the earth sign, so you have the water and the earth, and I've mentioned it and I will continue to. For those that are new, welcome. You're always so welcome. I love you being here and sharing this time with me, taking the time. And yeah, the Capricorn is the earth, the steady, the grounded, the predictable, the, you know, one foot in front of the other. Just a determination is non-stoppable, you know. And Capricorns in particular, they represent the goat. The goat is about, you know, reaching the highest mountains, right? So that in equation, what it really equates to is, for most Capricorns I've ever known and what I've read about, is that they have this goal and they always want to be starting from this level, working themselves up, you know, and that's all they focus on is how can I be an authority? How can I be a leader? How can I gain? How can I get the momentum? And they'll work hard, and they'll be persevere, you know, they'll just make it happen. They are ruled by Saturn, which is the taskmaster. So through their whole life, they understand the focus aspect, the meaning of time, which is so essential, the patience it takes, not expecting something overnight, but being, like I said, steadfast in their focus and their desire to accomplish. And so help me, they do. They become extremely wealthy. They become diligent and very high. People recognize them in their field, and they love that. They love being in that type of position. But they're kind of one of those more, just, what is the term? I've used it before, but they're more stern, kind of a nonchalant energy that, you know, you might miss. I guess I'm trying to say at a party, they might be the one at the wallflower. They don't need a lot of attention. They don't necessarily like that. If they're actors, of course, they're doing their job phenomenally, and they'll do their part. But most of the time, Capricorns are much better off just kind of being grounded, you know, keeping it down, being real. You know, they like to be real, natural, authentic, very resourceful, very capable. If you're, you know, on a stranded island, you want to be with a Capricorn, they definitely will make sure that you survive. Who doesn't want that in a relationship? But more importantly, they're a cardinal sign, so of course they're going to initiate. They start the season of winter. They're very much about, you know, action and movement and stuff for being an earth sign. But like I said, very predictable and reliable and very sensible in many ways. So now the difference being, of course, between the Piscean and the Capricorn is Piscean is, like I said, up in the air and just kind of this fantasy and creative and you know, artistic and talented, and kind of not wanting to be conformed, quite frankly, not wanting a set schedule a lot of times. You know, there is a saying that Pisceans tend to be late because they don't want to have that set schedule or that time that, you know, that they can't meet up to, which is why they love being entrepreneurs, why they love holding their own businesses. They get to be in charge. They get to set the time, and it works beautifully. And by the way, you can't rush art. You can't rush creativity, which is phenomenally a big part of them. And that's not to say that they can't accelerate and be amazing in, you know, corporate settings and stuff. I'm just saying, many times a lot of Pisceans prefer to be their own boss and to kind of, you know, take charge of their own situations. And they do a great job of that. So the Capricorn energy, being the earth, is super complementary, super wonderful for water signs because it helps keep them grounded and not too much out in the, you know, the stars. And, you know, that's important too. So just that beautiful, you know, desire to help and support is there. And, you know, the sensitivity is really felt by Capricorn, who's kind of just like in their mind and their work and their, you know, determination, right? So it softens them. It's a really beautiful connection. So yeah, I really appreciate this, and I think you will as well. And I'll read you some, if you're not already, which is why you're watching this. But as the, you know, highlighted connection, I will read these 3 main category messages. And I've shaken these up, but yeah, we had a lot of repeats. Today is October 8th. October, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't really blame it on the retrograde, though it's still in shadow. It's November 8th, forgive me, 2020. And things have changed, haven't they, since yesterday? So a lot of transformation still. Mars is retrograde till the 13th, which is this coming Friday, Friday the 13th. One of my luckiest numbers. A lot of that's just, you know, hearsay, but some people believe it. It's going to be great to have Mars, which has been in the sign of Aries, retrograde for about 2 months going forward, because it's really, in addition to the new moon on, I believe, the 13th as well in Scorpio, initiations, beginnings, starting fresh, the transformation is strong, the desire is strong. And then what, the 12th, we have the exact conjunction for the 3rd and final time with Capricorn, Jupiter, Saturn, and what is that? Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. Wow, powerful, powerful planets that have been, you know, working together this whole year and making changes in ways we didn't expect. You know, Jupiter always expands things, and Pluto's the planet of disruption and challenge and real self-sacrifice, as well as change and transformation. It's imperative. We all need to in our lives, like it or not. And of course, the pandemic comes into mind. So when Jupiter was close and will be once again on November 12th in regards to disease and you know, viruses, which is what Pluto rules. Ironically, right? No, never ironically. So yeah, just being very careful, okay? Because, you know, we want to make sure we get through this season and almost heading towards the end of the year. Whoo, and all that's going to change. The earth elements are going to be going into air. Huge transformational feeling for everybody. The first category I'll explain as we go along. Interesting, because I pulled that yesterday, but in a different position. And I've been shaking these and shuffling them quite a bit. So, okay. And then, alrighty. Okay, so interesting. Well, the first category is what I always call the catalyst, the card that speaks about the overall energy, what's been happening with this connection to this point. And, you know, it can happen and you can feel these energies today. You can feel it in a week from now. It doesn't, you know, there's no set time with spirituality, but the messages are clear and they want to be heard. So that's why I'm here for you. And the first card you have for the overall energies for the two of you is the Six of Cups, which is one of my favorites because it has to do with happiness. It has to do with our emotions and our feelings, and they're feeling good. It's like something's happening after so long of feeling not so happy maybe, or maybe not feeling like your cups are filled, or you haven't had that love connection you've wanted, and things this year have prevented that. Not the case. Now, with the Mercury retrograde that did go forward on the 13th, but is still, like I said, in shadow period, that affected our communication, our relationships. It affected transportation, maybe being able to visit people, maybe something broke down. Obviously, airplanes are available to us more than they were, but there were just, you had to double check your, you know, itinerary, and things were delayed or changed, and that happened a lot with the clients I'm now seeing again after 7 months, so it's been a month. And there was a huge amount of changes, and people would call or text saying, I have the sniffles, I better be safe. And I said, yes, you had, and I really appreciate you for that. That sort of thing. That's all in the past. There's reminiscing, there's sensitivity and sentimentality with the two of you. This could be with family in addition to the two of you as a connection. But happy times, happy memories, you know, and holding on to that. Because we all need that, you know, we need that lift. We need that an encouragement and that joy that we feel in our hearts for each other and for the world. And hope. I guess hope is the word that's coming to mind with that. So I love that. That's beautiful. It could be family too, like I said, sisters, brothers, neighbors, anybody kind of coming back, which retrogrades tend to do. Someone you haven't seen in a while, but feeling really happy about their company. The two of you maybe haven't seen each other, like I said. So that's a beautiful message. And then the second category is under the possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the Tower. Listen, this has come up many, many times. I don't think it's a secret, and I think it's already happened. So I think that the shakeups, you know, maybe the election perhaps, just like there's going to be people that are extremely happy and then there's ones that aren't. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way, you know. And so a tower, it's been a tower moment. It's been a change of thought. It's been, you know, just like this transformation. I mean, the foundation is there, but the top kind of fell off, and all the things we were used to, or the institutions and things that we were familiar with, is breaking down so it could be built back up again. I mean, it's pretty amazingly apropos and exactly what's happening in real life time. So yeah, I mean, you get it. And I feel like it also could be just this beautiful epiphany of, yes, this is something I want to feel now. This is something I want to believe. And that was stopped, but now I feel the strength to move forward and to trust the process. And you're both going through it together. So the power in numbers, right? Something so special about love. And sharing the emotion, sharing that change together. And then the last is the category of finances. Well, definitely money, but also I say stability, you know, the physical aspects of our life. From our homes, our work, our, you know, income, of course, with the finances. But yeah, anything that's practical that we need to see and touch and feel. And you have the Two of Swords. So there's a crossroads, and this has to do with the air element, you know, the Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, which is the swords, and that's the mind. It's always about the thoughts and how we're communicating and speaking. You know, what is being said, and what are we still a little bit confused about? You know, what choices are we having as far as, you know, and maybe money. It also affects money because, quite frankly, right now, for example, Libra, the air sign, has Venus in their sign through, I think, the 21st. Venus is about love and beauty and feeling good, and everyone looks better, and then things are working out, you know, things are smoother in relationships, certainly. Money is very prominent, and I feel like information about the money is going to come through. And you weren't sure, and so what to do? Where do I go? Where do I invest, perhaps? Where do I take it? Do I start this new job? Do I start my own entrepreneurial thing, which, by the way, like I said, Pisces and Capricorn are extremely capable of. So it's like you have two possibilities. You're still thinking about it, though, because I would suggest it highly until the until the Mars retrograde goes forward, and then the new moon, which is going to be very, very synchronistic, and it will trine both Capricorn and Pisces in a beautiful way. That means it's an easier in energy. You know, there's not so much challenge to it. So yeah, some wonderful things can come through, some wonderful conversations about it with people. Clarity and justice and truth, you know, about your money. My gosh, who doesn't want to hear that message? And it's deserved. It's absolutely deserved. And I feel like you intuitively know that it's coming because you have that gift as well. So those are the messages for the highlighted connection. And I like it, and I feel like it makes a lot of sense. And if you haven't subscribed, please take the time to do that, because it just takes a moment. It doesn't cost anything, but you're actually supporting me in more ways than you realize. And it's just a really kind and caring thing to do. And it is also what YouTube likes. They will share my videos more, and you'll get more content. You know, I'll just keep it moving and keep it involved. You can comment to me, ask for requests. And of course, readings will be a part of my picture. So you can also comment and ask me for that. I don't know if it's listed below yet. I'm wanting that to happen. I don't think it is. But I am open to that, so we can talk further about that, hopefully, in the not too distant future. So those are the messages there, and I'm going to pull an individual card, like I said, for every other zodiac. And forgive me if you're not wanting to hear that, and I will tell in the messages below as well. You can fast forward. I don't know how to do the timestamps yet. Hopefully I will in the future. But just fast forward for your specific message. So going to the right of Capricorn, the highlighted connection, we have Sagittarius. So we have Pisces and Sagittarius. I love it. It is fire and water. So there's some steamy and beautiful, passionate kind of information and messages that come through with that, and energies that you can have together. I see these combinations a lot. And it's because, like I said, every relationship does require tension. You know, whether you want to believe it or not, you know, it's that excitement we get, that kind of almost on the edge, right? But we don't want it too much, right? Because it'll just blow up and break, and it's not good. You know, if fire gets too intense, water will put out the fire, you know, in variables. And then fire will make the water, you know, boil and steam and all the things. And sometimes that's great, right? In certain circumstances. But you want it to keep that temperance there, which happens to be the symbolic aspect of Sagittarius. But Sagittarius is fire. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which, like I said, Pisces was originally ruled by. There's a lucky kind of vibe. There's a happy, you know, joyful, adventurous vibe with all Sagittarians. They love to travel. They're very philosophical, and they're interested in higher learning and philosophical things like religious and once again, esoteric things, as does Pisces. Like, they love creativity. They love all sorts of things. Both of you are mutable signs, very adaptable. There's just a good amount of fun. Sagittarius is a freedom-seeking sign. And by the way, so is a Pisces. As much as they love being in love and they will be devoted to that person for the rest of their lives, they kind of dig that time, like I said, that's essential, where they can have their own thing going, you know, their own art project or their own whatever it may be. And that's very attractive for both of you. It works really well. It's very harmonious. Your message is the Empress. What a beautiful, beautiful card, because the Empress is the epitome of love and creativity. You know, the maternal capability we all have to start something, to grow something, to nurture something, you know, and to see it to fruition and to feel completely inspired and beautiful about this accomplishment. And a lot of times the Empress represents Mother, you know, Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and literal mother. So there's a possibility about children involved, you know. It's showing usually a mother with child, and if it's not legitimately a mother with child, which it could very well be. So if you're wanting a child, I'm just saying there's a fertile time for that. So, you know, just keeping that in mind. And that would be beautiful, right? If that's what you're wanting. If not, the child is some birth of an idea, you know, that you're nurturing, and you're going to go through the labor part that isn't always easy, right? But then the end result is going to be phenomenal and transformational, and it'll just add so much to your lives. So that's one of my favorite, honestly, cards that I absolutely love. And yeah, so that's your message. Then we go into Scorpio and Pisces, which is a beautiful connection because you're both water, you both understand. Now, there's way more depth, I think, when it comes, is that the right way to word it? Because, you know, Pisceans are very deep as well with the water. All water signs are, but there's this part of Scorpio that loves to go inwardly and just really get down to the core of the matter, you know, and really feel what it is they need to know about how to transform their feelings, other people, their circumstances, their life, you know, the reinvention, the life and death is what they represent wholeheartedly. They are ruled by Pluto, the very planet of everything I mentioned. You know, I mean, Pluto just makes us really stop and say, how can I change? How can I improve? It's like a perfectionist almost. And it's about the harder parts of life, the disease, like I said, the deaths. That's obviously a part of life, but it's hard when you have someone you love and they're gone. It is. It's just, but that's understood by Scorpio in such an important and carrying weight, though, so that they can help others to accept that part. And by the way, you know, with Pisces, they definitely get that. They are the 12th sign, and they understand a little bit about every zodiac sign. They have them all in their life in a way. I mean, we all kind of do, because in our natal charts, each house has a different sign that is a part of who we are. But more importantly, there is that resonance, because both of them understand the absolute necessary aspect of life, which is always changing and transforming, and you know, and that's beautiful. But there's the mystery and the intention and the intensity, I should say, with Scorpio that cannot be denied, and it's pretty alluring and pretty magnetizing to everybody, and certainly the Pisces. Pisces might be a little more soft-spoken or a little bit less intense, but they work each other out, and that softens that intensity. There's a great loyalty with each other, and real passion and, you know, and love. So what do we have? We have the Three of Cups. I love it. Well, right now, by the way, we're in Scorpio season. It's Scorpio's birthdays. Happy birthday, Scorpio. Clearly you're celebrating. There's a bunch of happiness. There's family, maybe friends, and safely gathering together. Of course, the end of the month is Thanksgiving. But that's up and coming. This is happening now, and this is really feeling good. And it's like you're filled, and your emotions are really on point, and they feel balanced and just, you know, loving, very loving. And also, it could have to do, like I said, with some creativity that's coming, and you're just feeling really celebratory about that. Like this idea is taking place now. With that new moon in Scorpio, boy, if ever there's going to be a transformation and change and something for the better for you, and a lot of times, you know, financially too, that's what's going on. So congratulations, and have fun, for heaven's sakes. We all need fun right now. I didn't get to celebrate yesterday's, you know, turn of events, and but a lot of people did. So maybe you were one of those as well. And congratulations. I love feeling and sending message of happiness and joy. Pisces and Libra. Beautiful, like I mentioned earlier. Similar in the sense they're both different elements, so there's a lot of differences, but similar because they both want to weigh things out and to find that justice and that love. They don't like confrontation. They want to go with the flow. They want everybody happy. You know, it's hard to be in a world where you have this ideal, and they do. It's an ideal for sure, where, you know, everyone can get along even through our differences. And, you know, love is the most powerful energy. It truly is. That can heal and transform anything, you know, and it's hard to believe at times, but it's miraculous. So there's that definite love for that. There's the need for balance with Libras, fairness, just, you know, equilibrium, all those things that they strive for all the time. So the two of you can have a lot of love for each other, a lot of compassion, listening to each other. Libra cares a great deal about relationships, all kinds. You know, and they want them to last, and they want to understand, you know, the best way to make that happen. And they work at that. They're a mind, you know, they're in their mind, they're the air, they're the quality. And like I said, Venus is in that sign, so I think it's going to be something really beautiful. Oh my gosh, the star. Yeah, the two of you are just planning and thinking about how beautiful life can be and focusing on that. There's wishes that you have together, and just thinking, I'm not letting go of those wishes. I know we've been through a lot, and we'll be through some more. It's never over, right? But sitting and just loving and feeling that vibe together and holding strong with that intention of creating something that means so much to the two of you is coming to. And by the way, the star card is also very indicative of the sign of Aquarius, and that's the major planetary changes that are coming up starting in December through 2021 and onward. Aquarius, yeah, we'll talk more about that, but it's going to be amazing. For a lot of people, it's going to be it's easier. It's an easier month, or year. Can we go that way? I think anything would be easier, but you'll see in time what I mean. Then Pisces in Virgo, polar opposites, complete opposites, six signs across from each other, right? But just so different that it works, and it works constantly. I see it with friendships and relationships, long term, like Well, anytime I see an earth sign, to be honest, in relationships, they tend to endure and to outlast a lot of other relationships because they're in it to win it. They are strong, they are grounded, they are sensible, they work through difficulties, you know, they work through their jobs, they conquer, and they, you know, they really surpass a lot of other relationships for that reason alone. They care. Virgos care deeply. They're a mutable sign as well, which is cool. So there's the adaptation there with each other, with their lives, with their jobs, their families. But they also are ruled by Mercury. So there's a lot of thought and analytical intelligence that comes into play. That's attractive, right? You want to have a good conversation. There's deep connections and ideas that can be tossed back and forth. There's the grounded part of Virgo that's necessary, like I said, for the kind of watery and flowing and spirituality that's kind of up in the sky and in the clouds a lot of times. It just balances each other really, really well. Beautiful connection. Very, very cool. And you have the Strength card. So you're feeling strong. You're feeling empowered right now. You know, we're only supposedly handed as much as we can take, right? And sometimes I've questioned that. But no, you feel that in your body and soul wholeheartedly. You know, there's strength in your relationship, in your connection. And there's Leo that's involved. You may know a Leo that's aiding to that, someone in your family that's adding to your strength, a child perhaps. Maybe you have Leo or fire in your charts, but just a real understanding of how strong we really can be when we are called to be so. So that's gorgeous. And, you know, ruled by the sun. Leo is just like this powerhouse, this energy that's coming through. It's just like this vitality, right? That's what the sun signs are. That's what we're reading about in each sign. So that's gorgeous. And then right next to that is Leo. Pisces and Leo. Boy, this is something I've seen many times. Water and fire again. Always that attraction, you know? And it's like, do I dare? Do I get myself boiling to the point of love and just incredible passion? I mean, talk about passion. Leos are the fire, right? So they have enormous amounts of passion, but they are ruled by the sun. So there's that incredible ego and determination and leadership that they have, and confidence and talent, you know, and creativity and all the things that are very, very much a part of Pisces. And they're very attracted to that. You could work really well with ideas and, you know, really creating an amazing, you know, entrepreneurial type of, who knows, you know, maybe through technology, which is going to be much bigger and way more. Some really incredible things are coming this coming year. I just know it because it's going to be in Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, so surprises and unexpected things with science and technology are very prominent. So keep it tuned in, all right? Because I think you both could have some amazing, wonderful things coming through. And you have the Page of Swords. So that's about new, kind of a naive, almost youthful energy with ideas, communication, you know, strength in your ability to speak, to write, to, you know, share with others, once again, through any type of media. You know, Leos love to be on stage, and so do you, Pisces. So maybe you're working together on some amazing new, you know, TV script or movie script or what have you, you know, because you can do that, right? You can do it with Zoom presentation or webinar. Something having to do with that is coming through really strongly. Communication is good, and it might be, like I said, just beginning. But stay tuned, because you got the pages are always about that, and they're youthful. There's kind of like a newness to it, something you may not even know about yet, but that new moon will reveal it. Definitely. And then you have beautiful Cancer and Pisces. Excellent combination. Both water, both incredibly nurturing, both very, very sensitive, psychic, intuitive. Cancer loves family. They just will do anything for family and those that they consider family and those they love dearly. Almost a possessive type of energy where they don't want to let go and they just want to hold them near and dear. You know, the mothering, maternal energy comes through. Also moody and sensitive because of the moon being the ruling planet, for heaven's sakes. once again, the water, just feeling everything and just sensing and taking on other people's energy. It's a lot. So just letting them retrieve into their shell if they're unsafe or not trusting, that's exactly what they'll do. They need to have security. Both of you do, and I think they feel that just genuine resonance with Pisces because you get it, and you both have that spiritual knowing and innate ability to understand without words. You have the Three of Pentacles. This is beautiful. This is the grounded energy, you know, that security I spoke of, and it's building on something, and it's growing, and you can see it and feel it, and you're feeling really abundant and prosperous right now, and you're also getting help perhaps from others, but it's a strong indication of really, really important, knowledgeable information that's leading you to some real, like I said, abundance and prosperity, I think, in the terms of practical, tangible, physical things. I like that a lot. Don't give up. Don't stop. Very, very beautiful. Really nice reading so far, Pisces. Let's keep it going. Next you have Pisces and Gemini. Well, Gemini is beautiful. You love that. You're both duality signs. You know, Gemini's an air sign, so there you have it again with the communication. You both could talk for days on ideas, and, you know, thoughts come into mind mostly. They predominate air signs' lives. How do they expand their mind, their thoughts, their ideas? How can they generate that and express them to others? Air being through the lungs and, you know, being able to talk, or however you want to express, through written word, whatever it is. Teachers are predominant with Gemini. You know, fun, exciting, changeable, for heaven's sakes, energetic, witty, clever, artistic, truthful, and they want truth. They want fairness and justice always. They love the people they love so much, and, you know, they're gonna be a good friend, a good companion to have, Pisces. More often than not. I see this combination a lot in marriages, by the way. So, yeah, just that adaptability with each other is really cool. Ruled by Mercury, which is about the mind. The message for the two of you is the Ace of Cups. Isn't that gorgeous? You've got this beautiful offering of love, of, you know, emotional fulfillment. Perhaps your cups feel full. You have more money than you've had in a while. You're feeling really stable, and that's a beautiful thing right now. Or you're just knowing that really good things are coming. This is like an offering from the universe. And it's the beginning of something. So I love that. That is fantastic. And by the way, the first eclipse in the series that'll be happening throughout 2021 will be Gemini and Sagittarius. And it's going to be in Gemini on the end of this month, I think the 30th. That's huge. That is very important for all of us, but I think the two of you especially, can feel it, and it may have very much to do with what you're doing next, because the 9th house, which is what Gemini rules, has a lot to do with travel and study and learning in foreign areas, and just in fun and compatibility, and, you know, just adventure comes to mind. Love that for you. Taurus and Pisces, beautiful, earth and water. That stability you can count on with Taurus. Trust me, they are strong. They represent the bull. Determination is the key to them. Loyalty, predictability, you know, structure, calm, you know, grounded, just kind of like chill, baby. It's all good. They love nature. They love just the natural things. And Taurus is the sign ruled by Venus, which is in Libra right now. And that's all about the Venetian beautiful energies of love and passion and all the things that make you feel good, and money and acquiring money. And they do that extremely well. They've always been known to have that beautiful ability to work with money. And I think you do too, Pisces, but I think you can always learn a little more than you maybe knew before with that beautiful element and, you know, connection with Taurus. Let's see what, there you go, 9 of Cups. Wishes fulfilled, boy. What is it? Because it's a yes answer. The two of you have something going on. It's beautiful. It's it's like the completion of times when they were just not so great. And all that's pretty much done. And this is the time when you think, I want to get to that 10. That's the ultimate. It's just around the corner. 9's complete, and then the 10 is the best. So you're right on your way. And you're feeling really happy right now. You're feeling very connected. You're feeling very emotional. And you're feeling love. Beautiful, beautiful message for you. I certainly hope you're resonating with that. That would be beautiful. A lot of these are excellent, excellent messages with your communication. Things are going good for you. Then we have Aries and Pisces. I see this so often. Talk about different. Oh my gosh, temperament, element, you know, water and fire. Like I said, there's this, my gosh, this very strong leadership energy that comes from the Aries. I've never known an Aries in my life except for my dad. Maybe one other, I'm sorry, I take that back, who were very soft-spoken Aries. Like, you know, you wouldn't necessarily know they were Aries, but trust me, they had to do what they needed to do. They were very, very steadfast as well for a fire sign, ambitious, motivated, that when they decide to do something, they're going to go full tilt, and they're just going to make it happen. You know, they just ram into whatever their idea is, and they're leaders, they're confident, and they can teach a lot. You can learn a lot. They have great love for those that they care about. They want to secure and support and nurture and care for those that they care about. They are an independent sign a lot of times, so, you know, you may not necessarily have that connection at first, but it can come through time if they're not feeling stifled. And I don't think that would happen with you, Pisces, but they have, this is a beautiful energy, and I know that Aries loves that sensitivity they feel and sense, and that caring part that comes out of Pisces. It means a lot. They want to be cared for just as much as they care for people. And you have the, wow, the 9 of Pentacles. Oh boy, that's riches, that's security, that's abundance and prosperity, and the earth element, you know, your lives, your home, your work. You've worked hard for this. There's a lot of independence in this sign. You see a woman there alone. So I think you both independently and as a connection have really worked your way to this position. You're feeling comfortable. You don't have to be in a relationship. You choose to be. And within that relationship, you still have time to do things that matter to you, because that's the ultimate in a relationship. That's what's showing through here. Really comfortable, really beautiful, hard worked, and is paying off. And then you have Aquarius and Pisces. I love this too, right next to you, right? There's that, that's what I said, that's what's coming through. That's what's going to be really, really strong in the next year. And it's going to be about truth, and it's going to be Uranus is the ruling planet. So shakeups, some we know about already and we can sense, because, you know, Pisces sense things, they know. They can see the future. But necessary shakeups for the betterment. You got to do it, right? The Tower, you have to make the change to see what you want to have really happen, you know, and that's what's going on. So prepare for that. Aquarius is a fixed sign, so they have their ideas and they don't like to be swayed too much. But when it comes to the relationships, they will be there for you wholeheartedly. They love fairness. They love talking. They love communication. They love socializing. They love interaction, you know. They love helping the masses, as I always say. They want to see the world in a better light. They want everybody to be taken care of, you know, on an equal way, and in an equal way. And you know, once again, there's some interesting, innovative, very inventive kind of energy that comes from a lot of Aquarians. You know, they want to see new things. They want to think outside of the box, create new opportunities that are going to be amazing for everybody. You know, that's their whole goal. And they won't stop until that happens. So the two of you could have some really beautiful ideas together as well. And just genuine love and friendship. And you have the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. Well, the Knight represents messages, and they're coming forth to tell you there's some security in your finances. Things are going to be coming through. They are the slowest moving Knight, but they're steady and they're permanent. When they come around, it's for good. It's not like other elements that are kind of fast and not necessarily as stable as a permanent pentacle represents. So I feel that's a beautiful thing. So whatever you're working on, or whatever, you know, that means to you, maybe you're home, maybe you're moving into another one, and you're securing the money together as a unit. And it's beautiful. I love your messages. There's some beautiful, and that's what I've been reading, as I was saying, you know, in the last few days. I mean, I don't make it happen. I just know that there's some really strong pull for unity, for being together. I know I miss people in my life so much during this whole year, and we're starting to get out, but we need to be careful. I know all that. I know all of you know that. I'm not here to profess or, you know, or preach. I'm just saying that I sense there's a great amount of the need for all of us to really, in some form, whether it's the phone or, you know, through Zoom or whatever it is, to really get back to this need for connection. You know, it's essential for the body and for the mind and soul and for people, and especially Pisces. So that's beautiful, and I hope that you feel every one of these and more. And I'll finish with your beautiful oracle messages that I love. They're very, very much about, you know, insightfulness that comes within us that we know, but it just reminds us and kind of perks our interest again about thinking in those ways. It's brought through love and upliftment. That's all I really want in this channel. Along with the challenges, I really just want to show how important it is to stay happy, to stay optimistic, to believe in that sort of energy, you know, and then that just spreads like wildfire. So let's see what the special message is for all the Pisceans and their beautiful connections for today, November 8th, 2020. Dedicated effort. Wow. It's so beautiful. They're new for me. This deck is new. I got it for my birthday last month. And every one of them just brings this kind of a resonance to my soul. It's number 8. There's your power number in numerology. There's your abundance. There's your ability to manifest. What is it you want? You know, you put your dedication in there. Look at the couple just holding and embracing each other, because love is so incredibly vitally important. And there's the artist. There you are, Pisces. How ironic is that? I don't think so. There's your creativity. The person is drawing this. You're drawing your belief. You're drawing and imagining and envisioning this beautiful relationship and connection and dedicated effort to making it so. Let me read to you what it says specifically, though. This is the beautiful Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. It is a definite gift that I've really enjoyed. Control. Keywords: master, influence, accept, compassion, patience, and confidence. There you are, Pisces. In order to flourish, relationships must be fluid and free rather than overly rigid and controlled by emotional neediness or insecurity. That's correct. It is important that you master your emotions, that you do not rule the relationship. A partnership based solely on emotion is out of balance and out of control. Self-control is the key here. Act from a combination of emotion and intellect, and your relationship will thrive and grow. Be sure that your influence is gentle and loving. This is not the time for domination. Very interesting. This card asks you to accept others' person's uniqueness and to not require that person to conform to a mold of your choosing just to make you feel more comfortable. The affirmation is, I control my emotions and embrace peace. And the traditional tarot archetype is strength, and that came out for you. So this has happened every day. Somewhere in the connection, actually I believe it was in the, right here. Strength came out. And I want to say that was Virgo. So you might want to read again and watch Virgos, because that's an important thing, and we all need that, and we all have it. But that balancing in relationships, not feeling like you have to dominate, very essential. Very essential. And last but not least, your beautiful super attractor manifestation message. I also like to call it your affirmation or mantra, because it's a simple sentence that can change the emotion in us, which brings forth to us anything we want to manifest. It has to come from feeling. It has to have like versus like. That's the energy. That is the ultimate law of attraction. And it works every time. but it's a component that has to be a part of it. That has to be part of the law. Your special message is is the heart. That's so appropriate for Pisces. The heart, the green, the chakra, you know, the deepest love that we have for ourselves too. It's an imperative that we have self-love. It's good to feel good. And I want that for all of you, and I want to continue on and always know that you can just sit and actually ask for that. Ask for that guidance and that strength that we talk about and I've been speaking of. We all have it. We needed it this year, and we've certainly shown them our true colors and the ability to you know, withstand, right? And keep it moving. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you like this, and I hope it gets uploaded by 10 tonight. Who knows? It took a long time last night, but I'd love to see you again. I will be back once again for the mid-months and then keeping it moving every day. So until next time, take great care of yourself. Thanks again. Bye-bye.